Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're literally traveling back in time to the majestic royal court of Vijayanagara to unpack what is basically an ancient locked room mystery. We're going to break down this legendary tale of justice, psychology, and straight-up deduction, featuring none other than the famously brilliant royal advisor Tenali Rama. If you love a good mystery where the detective relies on pure human psychology rather than, physical clues, you are absolutely in for a treat. So, right off the bat, I want you to step into the shoes of a master detective. Imagine you're the judge. Two people are standing right in front of you. One is telling the absolute truth, and the other is lying through their teeth. The catch? There is zero physical evidence to separate the two. No witnesses, no nothing. It's kind of the ultimate legal nightmare, right? Keep this exact dilemma in mind, because this is exactly the impossible situation our story revolves around. Part 1. A dishonest moneylender. The prime suspect. Okay, let's dive into the stakes here. Our story kicks off with this notorious moneylender whose entire business model was, based on exploitation. He was an absolute master of deceit who preyed on the most vulnerable folks in society. And the stakes for this specific case? Exactly 100 gold coins. Now, to put that into perspective, that is a massive, life-altering amount of money. A poor, desperate farmer had borrowed this staggering sum. Now, the farmer insists, literally through tears, that he has fully repaid the entire debt. But the moneylender? Nope. He claims the farmer hasn't returned a single coin. Part 2. A dispute without witnesses. The royal court standoff. This standoff perfectly illustrates the impossible problem unfolding right in front of King Krishnadevaraya and a whole crowd of onlookers. On one hand, we have the farmer's desperate plea, "I paid off the entire loan." On the other, the moneylender's cold, flat denial. "He didn't return a single coin to me." It is the classic he said situation. There's no middle ground, no compromise. One of these two men is looking the king right in the eye and completely lying. And here is the moneylender's strategic defense. He confidently looks at the king and points out the obvious. The farmer has absolutely no witnesses. Not a single person saw this repayment happen. And he knows this makes him practically untouchable. He's literally using the legal system's reliance on witnesses as a shield for his own greed. This leaves the entire court completely paralyzed. Seriously, how can the truth possibly be proven here without a single witness? Part 3. Tenali Rama's test, the unorthodox investigation. Well, this is exactly where the brilliant royal advisor Tenali Rama steps in. He takes over the investigation, and his approach is, it's highly unusual. Having listened carefully to both sides, he doesn't interrogate anyone. He doesn't ask for receipts. He doesn't demand character witnesses. Instead, he just tells both men to return the very next morning, where he places a large earthen clay pot right in front of them. His procedure is bizarrely simple. Step 1, put your hand inside the large clay pot. Step 2, yell loudly, "I am telling the truth." He instructs the moneylender to go first. You can just imagine the whispers in the court. What could shouting into a pot possibly prove about a financial transaction? So the moneylender, likely feeling super confident and thinking this is just some foolish superstition, quickly shoves his hand into the pot and shouts his innocence without a second thought. The farmer steps up right after and does the exact same thing. Both men have followed the instructions completely blindly. No one broke down, no one confessed. The whole court is utterly confused at this point. It totally seems like the test has failed. Part 4. The mystery of the pot. Uncovering the truth. Now, what's really interesting about this next move is what happens when Tenali Rama approaches that clay pot to reveal the results. He takes the pot and simply turns it upside down. Clattering onto the hard floor of the royal court falls a single gold coin. The silence in that room must have been absolutely deafening. Where in the world did this coin come from? And more importantly, how does one single coin solve a massive dispute over 100? Tenali Rama just smiles and explains his brilliant psychological breakdown to the king. He says, "I put a gold coin in this pot last night. If an honest person reached their hand inside, they would have felt the coin and immediately mentioned it. But the moneylender, he felt the coin and secretly hid it in his hand because dishonesty has become his deeply ingrained habit." Boom. The test was never about what they shouted. It was actually a brilliant psychological trap. Part 5. Greed becomes the evidence, the final verdict. Caught completely red-handed by his own greed, the moneylender's face just falls, and he instantly confesses. Justice is swiftly served for the farmer, and the king punishes the corrupt lender. And the beauty of this resolution? It definitely wasn't lost on King Krishnadevaraya.
He praises his advisor, stating, "Tenali Rama, you have proven once again that true intelligence is a greater weapon than cunningness." The moneylender thought he was so cunning. He thought the lack of witnesses made him invincible. But Tenali Rama used true intelligence, a really deep understanding of human nature, to totally bypass the lack of physical evidence. He didn't even need a witness. He just let the moneylender's own mind bear witness against him.
Which brings us to our final takeaway for this explainer. The core moral here is absolutely crucial. A person's repeated dishonesty eventually becomes the biggest evidence against them. Our habits define our instincts, right? The moneylender's immediate reflex was to steal, even when he was actively under investigation. He literally couldn't help himself. It's like his bad habits became his own biggest trap. So it really makes you wonder, what do your reflexes say about you? If you were put into a room with an unexpected test today, what would your daily habits reveal? Think about that for a second. I hope this explainer gave you a whole new perspective on the power of psychology over basic trickery. Thanks for hanging out with us. Keep questioning everything, and we'll catch you next time.